Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Madam Commissioner. It seems like there are no more boundaries for President Aliyev in his war against his opponents. The message of the despot is clear. No one has to dare to publicly highlight the extensive corruption and abuses of the Azerbaijan rulers and officials. And the case of Mehman Huseynov is emblematic. The journalist and blogger, indeed, has been repeatedly harassed by the police for years, tortured and jailed on fabricated charges. In addition, the new charges are clearly politically motivated. They are tailored to further silence a prominent human rights voice. As a matter of fact, instead of investigating on the alleged mistreatment suffered by Mr. Huseynov, he was accused of defamation of the same officials that tormented him. After all, what would you expect from a country that ranks 163rd out of 180 countries on the World Press Freedom Index? What do you expect from a country where independent journalists and bloggers are thrown in prison if they do not bend to harassment, bribes, beatings or blackmails? The European Union is now negotiating a new agreement with Azerbaijan, which should be based on the rule of law, human rights, good governance and democratic reforms. I believe these principles should not remain only on paper, and the future agreements of the Parliament on such acts shall not be given unless the situation changes radically. The Azerbaijan's crackdown on dissidents must end immediately, and the unconditional release of political prisoners must be a priority in the EU-Azerbaijan relations. This is why I call on the European Commission to use all its influence and pressure on the Azerbaijani authorities to drop the charges and release Mr. Huseynov unconditionally, along with the other 10 journalists jailed. If we fail on that, we will be giving up once again on our principles and values. Thank you.
Mr. President, it's nearly 2 years since Mehman Huseynov was sentenced to a 2-year jail sentence on a trumped-up charge of slander.